Hey, I'm Lance Calvert. Welcome to the Retail Fix It podcast. Retail Fix It does national facility maintenance. We perform repairs for multi-location commercial facility owners. So if it's commercial, not residential, and you own multiple sites in one area of the country or in the entire country, we are anywhere, anytime to do any kind of repair. So it's really that good. We do repairs, projects, rollouts. We do PMs in HVAC. We do routine cleanings for multiple site owners. So if you're a dental chain and you own 100 stores or 500 stores, or if you're a medical clinic and you own hundreds of stores, or maybe just 25 or 30 stores, but major retailers, medium-sized retailers that have 50, 100, or 500 or more stores, restaurant chains, all multi-location commercial facility companies. We are there to do repairs at all of your sites. We've been doing this for 25 years. We've vetted thousands of pre-screened and certified subcontractors that are in our program doing things in a redundant pattern. They've got insurance, they've got workers' comp, general liability. They've been vetted, they've got their tax stuff, we've got their licenses. It's important in this economy to know who you're working with and to have the right type of partnerships, because there's the other kind, right? That's not that. And so really gotten some partnerships and been blessed in that way tremendously, especially over the course of time. So that's what we do. This episode today is about Hurricane Helene, the before, during, and after of that. It's about Milton is bearing down right now, making its way across Florida into the Atlantic. And so we want to come in and talk about helping others. We want to talk about our program and what we can do for you right now, talk about a little bit of partnership that we've had on some humanitarian response and how you could connect with that if you're feeling inspired to do so. There's a lot of despair for a lot of people in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, South Georgia, and we can't forget Florida, right? And that's easy to do right now because of the mountains got devastated in a way that we've never seen before. What happened in the Carolinas and in Georgia is an apocalyptic style event. The news is trickling in about that, but we're centralized in Georgia. So we have teams going south and assessing and bringing humanitarian effort and food and medical and immediate devastation supplies. And the people are stuck in the mountains. It's absolutely, literally apocalyptic in its nature. I won't even go into the details on this podcast too much because it's hard to stomach some of it. But speaking of stomaching some of it, the way I was moved to participate with one of our partners who we already partner with is called serve1.org. What they do is food. It's all about food, but they do it under the banner of Jesus, serving the Lord and bringing the gospel while they bring food. But both are critical, necessary. We got notice that the children hadn't eaten in 7 days. They had not eaten food since Helene hit. That's when we got in touch with the serve1.org that we were Retail Fix It as partners with. And I just want to encourage anybody. They're straight up. These people are straight up. They're direct. The president and CEO goes himself on the ground to deliver this stuff. They're pros at what they do. They bring food. They bring critical supplies, all type of humanitarian efforts, but mostly food, and they bring the gospel too. So if you get a chance, I'm not an employee with that organization, but I'll endorse them because I've seen what they do. Serve1.org, and that's SERV, no E, ONE.org. So that's SERVONE.org. You can go there and donate if you're not local. If you're local to Canton, Georgia by any means, then you can make your way over there and just distribute food items. We'll put that in the comments, their website and that kind of thing. But I wanted to mention that first because that's so important to get humanitarian safety, food, crisis type of response down in these mountains. And if the Carolinas, this has never happened, never, ever in this area. Retail Fix It, your national facility maintenance company. We've got plenty of customers in the Florida area and in Georgia and the Carolinas already. And we have hundreds of vendors that just we've been with for years that just reach out in these times and let us know, hey, we're available. We've got the availability. We can be there for you. Let us know what your customers need. And it's always so good to hear that, and we've done sandbags, we've done board ups and those kind of things, right before Helene or right before Milton. Then there's assessments afterwards, right? And then there's repairs and those types of things. So we need you guys to know that we want to help. We want to help you with your facilities. We want to help you with any kind of practical post-storm assessments that you need done. If you guys need us there to put boots on the ground, if you need us there to pull a board up down or to pull sandbags off, if you need us to pick up scraps out of the parking lot or to get roofing repairs needed temporarily and permanently, if you have storefronts that are damaged, if you have parking lots that are damaged, if you have interiors that got blown in, if you need remodels, we can mobilize in any and all of those efforts anywhere you need in the country. But we're obviously talking about this storm right now and the massive need that's spread across Florida and the Carolinas, Georgia, and Virginia, etc. So the recovery effort will be extensive. Customers and vendors, we are here. Retail Fix-It is here. Existing customers, existing vendors, but potential new customers, if you guys, this might be the time for you guys to centralize your maintenance or some of your maintenance until you can get breathing again or permanently. So what Retail Fix-It does is we centralize your maintenance at the degree that you're comfortable with and ramping up to doing more and more of it as you feel comfortable. So we do repairs, we do projects, we do HVAC PMs, we do site assessments, we do cleanings, we do rollouts, we do every type of construction, maintenance, and repair, both reactive, emergency, and within PMs, preventive maintenance programs, all under one roof, all under one amazing centralized solution as far as you putting tickets into your own portal, having a great solution of that, getting real-time updates emailed to you. You don't have to go into the portal and dig in about your jobs. There's a very proactive approach. After photos, consolidated invoicing, redundant invoicing. We can only bill within 3 or 4 billing categories. You can see that type of structure in there. There's not any question. So we're called on by veterinarians. We're called on by pet hotels. We're called on by dental chains. And we're called on by medical chains. Obviously, major retailers, medium-sized retailers. We're called on by all kinds of companies to centralize maintenance and repairs. We're succeeding with our existing customers. They get monthly touch point calls from us. There's a lot of dialogue. We measure how we're doing. They measure how we're doing. That's been proven to really help a lot is the communication on those monthly touch points, but the real-time updates that are automated is enabling our team to move out of transactional heavy loads of work and into compliance, which means the system does the transactional stuff, reducing the load of work for my team to focus on you, conversations with you, but focus on deliverables and focus on quality control and compliance. Most proficient questions that an interviewer can ask is, what are you doing about quality control? Well, we've got systems in place that we're moving our team into compliance realm so that they can spend the time with service providers verifying things because all the automations are happening through that beautiful system that we've spent 10 years creating a software. So, and there's no end in sight. We've got a lot of things, a lot of aspirations with that, but there's a customer login, a vendor login, different experience, and then an admin portal, and it all collaborates and gives us automation, frees every party up so that everybody can do their job instead of play around with software, because the software is supposed to work for us, right? Not us work for it. And that has really made things efficient and given customers a lower cost. If you want to centralize your maintenance with us during this critical time, Florida, these devastated areas, jump on board right now and see if we can drag you up into relief during this hurricane, devastation, get you caught up. I'm sure if you start with us during this critical time, you'll get infected and you'll keep us. So that's the goal, right? So if it works good, you'll stay. And so we can respond. We understand emergencies. We understand we got to get you up and running again. And we understand that your managers and store managers and staff are probably dealing with their own residential issues at the same time that they're trying to give you updates on what's happening at your stores from corporate. So let us get out there and take pictures for you. Let us do site assessments and give you quotes that are practical, reasonable quotes from direct subcontracting partners that we have. Our vendors they don't gouge in times of crisis. They are reasonable grassroots service providers that we've had for a long time and have established relationships with. It's a good feeling. And my team, I'm so proud of my team's energy and their heart, their focus. They have a heart for helping in times like this. They have a heart to really sit up in their chair and say, hey, how can we help? What's it look like? And what kind of response is needed? So I see them on projects, not even in this disaster time, but project can go sideways. There's a lot of moving parts. There's mall management. There's compliance with the city. There's different kinds of things. Anything can go wrong. So they know how to adjust and shift, and they don't expect everything to go smooth unless they wield it into going smooth. They know that in a project, you have to fight for it to go right, or it will go wrong. So when we get projects and we manage those, and the vendors that go to those to represent us and do those for us, we know, our teams know in office that we have to get daily photos of progress of completion, daily cleanup verifications. We've got to get daily updates, and there's just expectation levels from project management. But we do small repairs in the dozens, per day for each customer too. But projects don't go right on their own. Projects go right if there's project managers who have things in place and are confident in what they're creating a compliance realm for the service provider to deliver those and daily updates to your inbox as a customer, so you can see that things are getting done in real time. So we want to put your projects at your desk, even if you're not at your own site and you're at corporate somewhere. And that's really important for us, is to give, say you have 500 stores. We want to put those 500 stores in your office in a bird's eye view of any repairs and all repairs that are happening at any one of those. And in our portal, your customer portal, you can see all of those things auto-populating in a comparison view in the dashboard. Don't have to go in there though, because at milestones of those jobs, from check-in to tech on site to tech checking out to estimating to return visit to complete, you, meaning whoever in your firm wants to get this, you'll be getting auto emails of like, here's the step we're at in those projects. So you can both look at it as a comparison view in the portal, but as an email can be shot to you at corporate and your regional guy and your store level person if you want, all getting auto updates at certain milestones of the job. So vendors are vetted. That's important outside of the storm scenario, definitely inside the storm scenario. Our service providers are key service providers. They are the type of grassroots single step to them. Like, it's retail fix it directly to that local service provider. It's not like going through some other guy to the other guy. We make sure that we don't have any third-party companies between us and our local tech on the ground. And that's a massive, important thing for our tech to be doing it right, doing it for the right cost, that we understand the status of the job. And we're talking to the guy that's doing the job, sending us pictures and uploading those and that kind of thing. So you don't want multiple layers in between there, and we've got it airtight on that. That's an absolute must. And in any company, you're not going to get that everywhere, but that's an absolute non-negotiable in this company, and it's very important for this thing to work out for you, for us, and for the service provider. So I just wanted to talk about our techs for a minute. I wanted to build them up on this and I want to say thank you to our service providers. Many of you are joining the podcast. Many of you are listening in, and we want to say thank you. Thank you for year-round stuff. Thank you for the emergency response. Thank you for stating that you're available for emergency response during these storms and being available to us. We couldn't do this without you, obviously, and you guys have been amazing. You guys are fearless, before, during, and after these storms. You guys are willing to bend and shift and cancel and stop and go, and we keep telling you multiple directions what to do, and that can get tough, I know, but thank you for it. And we appreciate everything you guys do. You guys are doing great. Keep going, be safe, but we'll let you know as our customers continue to send in repair requests, and just reach out to us. If you haven't heard from us, check on us, and we'd love to hear from you. But look, customers and potential customers, this might be time to centralize. You might feel the pressure of a big workload because of this storm right now and need somebody to come in and partner and get beside you. So you can get on the phone with us. There's not some kind of contract that's going to scare your legal department away. That's how we get our customers pretty easily, is saying, hey, we understand. You got to give us a shot and figure it out. So we're not trying to lock you in. We'll get started with you, and we prove ourselves one day at a time, one job at a time. And then that's been proving to work for us. And our customers just grow right into centralizing some, most, or all of it a lot of times with us. And so that's a journey, and we take that with y'all, and we understand that, especially in today's economy. And some people have been burned and stuff or had a bad experience. And so we're not that, but we understand there is that, and so we're sensitive to that and want you to get in easy and then ride up and continue to build that trust and give us more and more of your stores so you can get all of it under one banner. And then it becomes easier and even easier for you. And that helps us too, because if you got a lot of stores and you kind of ease into it with us, that gives us time to kind of get your routine down and learn you and get your locations down and decide who our service providers are going to be and which ones of ours are going to fit best for your brand. We have certain service providers that do good with one customer, but that same service provider is not a good fit for another type of customer. So not all service providers are good, period, and we don't want to have that, but there's some that are good for certain customers and not good for other customers. So, that's that 90-day period. So it's good that we trickle in and kind of get to know each other and work in through a few jobs. Don't feel like you've got to centralize all of your maintenance with us from go. We understand pilot phase. We do that all the time. As a matter of fact, we do it more times than not with our customers, and we're getting to where we prefer that. So we want to help others. Okay? Retail Fix-It is here to help others during this crisis time. And I mean our service providers. We need to hear from you guys. If you guys need anything, but customers, potential customers, vendor service providers in any trade, potential vendor service providers in any trade, decision makers, facility managers, corporate owners, store managers, regional managers. If you're listening to this anywhere in the country, right? But if you're down there in Florida and if you're in Georgia or North Carolina or South Carolina in the wake of Hurricane Helene, or if you're in the wake of Milton, reach out to us. We can get on a phone call and we can move swiftly on our feet to try to put something together to get some things mobilized that you might need right now in a response to get some relief to you guys. And we'll make that a comfortable transition because we want to help. There's a lot to do for the recovery effort. If there's something we can do to help you, then call us, reach out to us, go to retailfixit.com, and there's a request more info thing right there. You can't miss it as soon as you hit retailfixit.com. You can see it on the screen right there behind me. When you do that, you're going to hear from us within hours, maybe 2 hours. It's quick. And then even though we're, the sales cycle is to try to get you to centralize with us at whatever level of comfort you have, we can still shift kind of quick. Your legal department is going to enjoy our contract. So that stuff's pretty easy to get through, but because it doesn't need to be difficult, honestly. I mean, where's the risk? We try each other, and then we work into a deeper relationship. So we've done things for customers. We've sold vehicles for customers. We've sold real estate for customers. We've done all sorts of interesting jobs. I come from the kind of anything kind of trade. I grew up as a general contractor. My dad was a general contractor. So we had our hands in all of it. That kind of thing is just embedded itself in this company. So we want to help. That's an important thing. I want you to get that message in this podcast, is that we want to offer help to you in this time of crisis. Look, we're not forgetting about very unfortunate situations of people, the loss of life. We're partnered with servone.org, servone.org. I'll make a deal with you, any potential new customers. I'm doing this on the fly. I didn't plan this. I just thought of this. I'd thought of it earlier, but I didn't write it down or anything. If you centralize with us, or if you onboard the first 60 jobs that you do with us, we'll give 10% of profits of that to servone.org. And that might be a good way to partner in this time. And look, you're not locked in either. So they are experts. These guys are all over the world. They're in Africa, they're in the Sudan, they're in Jordan, all these places in the world, but they're right here in our neighborhood too. And we're partners with them. I've been on the ground in Africa with them. this is the real deal. They know exactly what they're doing, but their neighborhood, so to speak, South Georgia and all this has been devastated. So now we're doing local humanitarian immediate crisis response. And they've got hubs, they've got mobilization, they've got quick response, but we've been over to their headquarters and we've seen how this thing works. What's unique about them is they don't just give you 50,000 boxes of ramen noodles, in your devastated area. They take each box and they put a nice message in it of hope. Then they put a lot of different kind of foods in it and practical items that are needed. So it's a really great organization. And, there's plenty of ways to contact us. You can get retailfixit.com. You can call 770-427-9287. There's all sorts of links and things to join the podcast itself. And so we want you to do that. But there's ways to join. There's ways to contact us, several ways in the comments below. But we'll make you look good in your stores and to your superiors, facility managers, because that's what we do. You guys have a hard job. Regional and national facility managers. I have some of you work for my company now. And so we have former facility managers for major brands that are actually on the team here. And so that's been amazing to see, because we speak your language, we know your pain points, we know what's upstream, we know what downstream pain points you have and what sideways pain points you have. And so we navigate those waters with you and speak your language and can really kind of shift around and be an expert for you and a partner with you because we get it. I was a tech in the field for 20 years and then another 15 years of being in construction. So I was out there in the field as a construction guy, but as a technician doing repairs for these retailers like our vendors do for us now. Plus, we have former facility managers for major retailers that are account managers and quality control managers inside our company. So Retail Fix-It's equipped with that type of team and staff. And so it's a really easy kind of relationship build. Again, this might be the time to centralize your maintenance, especially in the wake of these storms. Let us at least get you some relief now if you need it. If you don't need it, fantastic. I hope none of your stores got devastated. I hope none of them got touched. Especially, I hope your teams and your store managers and your staff were kept safe. That's 100% number one, and that nobody's hurt, injured, or worse. So as your managers get to their sites after Milton comes through there, and they discover any kind of issues, you can go to retailfixit.com and we'll plug you in and get somebody out there to take care of you. So we're happy to do that. We want to do that. We're here to help others. That's a real thing. And we got the teams to do it, both in office, and we got the teams and the boots on the ground. That's the thing right now. We might be spread thin, not us, but because we've had our techs reach out and say, look, we're ready. What do you got? And the response has been just amazing from the service provider. So thank you again for that. But we want to tell you to like us and share us and subscribe and follow the podcast. And so we can stay together, make comments in it. We want to establish community. That's a big thing. We're in here to revolutionize the national facility management world. We were here to breathe fresh air and wind into it because it needs that. And we're bringing that. We're in a concept in this industry where we believe all parties can win. And I think the only way anybody can win is if all parties can win. There's a lot of things that we're actually doing to back up those claims, and we're hearing it from our customers. They onboard with us because they had an issue with another one, and we're questioning them or asking them how we're doing, and they're saying, hey, you solved it. You solved the timeliness, you solved the cost waste, and you solved the quality. So, sometimes we got to get together and wrestle through some projects, but it's really been a great response from the customers that we ramped up with. So God bless you. Thank you. Join us in on these. And like I said, make a comment because we want to create community in this industry where everybody can win. And thank you again for joining and listening in on the Retail Fix-It podcast.